Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Big Big for One Gaming here. Welcome back to episode number 37 of Winning a National Title with every team in the game. If you guys missed any episodes, there should be a thing on the top right-hand screen where you can see all the games, or all the episodes, I should say, of all the teams that have won a national title. If you don't want to look at that, go all the way from that back from the beginning. Down in the description below, there is, I guess, our records of so far every school that has won a national title. But obviously, if you guys are new and haven't seen any of the episodes, new episode means new team. We'll spin the wheel and see who we get for the next national title winner. And it looks like it is going to be, it's on the line, it's Ole Miss. It was almost Oregon. But we're going to get Ole Miss. We're going back to the SEC. After a couple episodes passed. Ole Miss is ranked 5th. They're an 85 overall. And we have a program builder head coach. We'll take that. They went 11-2 last year. I don't think they made the playoffs this year. I would have remembered Ole Miss making the playoffs. I don't remember what their record was this year. But all in all, looking at the coach abilities, because that's what we always do. We do have program builder. We do have some pipeline stuff, which we'll probably upgrade as well. We do have recruiting, mostly on the offense, and we do have some motivating with mostly the offense, mostly the wide receiver room, but then blocking and quarterback really need one upgrade, so we'll probably focus on that. Our coordinator is mostly focused recruiting and tactician, and our defensive coordinator is also recruiting and tactician. So we're about to have some very fun times with recruiting-wise. Taking a look at the team, 94 overall defensive tackle, who might stay with us this year, who knows. Quarterback's a 90 with Jackson Dart. We do have Simmons to back him up as well, and Maddox behind him. Halfback's an 85. Probably could use a halfback. Wide receiver, we could use some as well. Could use some help because we're losing a couple seniors. Tight end's a 91. Backup's an 85, so not too bad. We do have a decent offensive line, decent defensive line. Well, actually, really good defensive line, especially at right end and at defensive tackle. However, both of our end rushers will be leaving us. We probably could use some help at linebacker, and corners pretty much just need to develop, although 3 of them are seniors, so we'll have to get a couple of those as well. We're going to need some free safeties, and we need some strong safeties, and we need a kicker, but not a punter. So other than that, I'm going to go ahead and finish up Season 1. I'll see everyone at the end of Season 1 here with Ole Miss. So here we are at the end of Season 1 here with Ole Miss. We go 9-1 on the season. Pretty decent season here for Ole Miss to start, our simulations. We did lose to Middle Tennessee and to Kentucky, as well as to Florida. We beat Georgia, we beat Oklahoma, we beat Arkansas, and we beat Mississippi State. But losing to Florida did kind of hurt us because we might have had a chance at the SEC championship game. But it is what it is, unfortunately. We were tied with Alabama and Florida, but Florida has the tiebreaker over us, so they move on. And Alabama at 7-5. 7-5 is number one in the SEC, which is just wild. That they're that high with 5 losses. If we just would have won one more, we would have gotten there. But so we are going to be ranked 8th. We should make the college football playoff, either or. But Will Howard wins the Heisman, 3,400 yards, 49 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the season. We'll be facing Oregon in the college football playoff. So we do make it in year number 1. With Liberty, USF, Ohio State, Virginia Tech, and Utah making it as the automatic qualifiers, with Notre Dame, NC State, Clemson, Michigan, Kansas State, Ole Miss, and Oregon making it as the at-large bid. So when here, we go to face 13-0 Utah, a loss, and it's on to next year. But let's get it started here against Oregon. We're both 9-3. They're an 89, we're an 85. Well, this was the team that had almost picked on the wheel, which would have been funny that we would have faced Ole Miss, but because it almost just passed Ole Miss. But here we go. Let's see what we can do on the road here against Oregon. Looks like we're going to start on defense first. And we do give up a touchdown and then another. So we're already down 14-0 against Oregon. Oregon's a very tough matchup here in year one, we're down a pretty good handle, 28-7 at the half. Not looking good. And now it's 35-7, and I think we can just go ahead and simulate the quarter. I don't think we're coming back. We do score a touchdown. We're down 21. Now we're down by 14, but we can't get a stop, and we're going to lose 35-21. We scored 14 points in the fourth quarter, make it closer than what it was. It was 28-7 at the half and 35-7 after 3. But yeah, that was a dominant game by Oregon. So season 1 is going to end with the college football playoff berth, but no win, unfortunately. We're going to go ahead, simulate to the end of season recap like we always do, and see who wins the national title. Maybe it is Oregon here in year number 1, or could it be Utah as well here in year number 1? Because usually Oregon does every time I've simulated so far in these like 30-plus episodes. Usually it's Oregon or Georgia winning season 1. But we do go up to a 3.5 or a 4.5 star prestige. Pro potential, coach stability, and coach prestige go up. So that's going to be really lovely for recruiting wise. And Ohio State wins over Utah 30-14. Liberty beat Notre Dame and then USF to then lose to Ohio State by 24. Utah ended up defeating Oregon and Virginia Tech to get there. But congrats to Ohio State for the win in year number 1. That means it's on to season 2 here with Ole Miss. So here we are in season 2 with Ole Miss. We go 12-0 on the season, a very solid season here with Ole Miss. I mean, beat USC, Wake Forest, Tulane, where you got our first tough matchup against Georgia, where we won by 4, who we do face in the conference championship this week as well. We also beat Oklahoma, who was ranked 10th, 28-7. We beat ranked Florida by 5. We had a couple close games against Arkansas and Mississippi State. But hopefully we can win against Georgia to move on to have a bye into the college football playoff. Hopefully we can get that done. And we got 3,000 XP. We did lose. So we are going to be going in the first round of the college football playoff. But Caden Lee wins the Offensive Player of the Week with 7 catches, 2 touchdowns. How much did we lose by? Christopher Vizina wins the Heisman, 40,000. My goodness, that would be insane. 4,000 yards, 44 touchdowns, 6 interceptions on the season for him. Jeffrey Rush wins Best Defensive Player with 16 sacks as a sophomore, which is insane. He also wins Best Defensive End. I'm going to say if you win Best Defensive Player, you should win Best Defensive Edge, and he wins the Lombardi as well. We're going to be playing Memphis in the college football playoff. So we're going to be facing the 5th best not national champion, the conference champion. Penn State, Clemson, West Virginia, and Georgia are the other 4 automatic qualifiers, with us, Ole Miss, Texas Tech, Virginia Tech, Kansas State, Oregon, Oklahoma, and Florida as the at-large bids. This team I know is around like in 87. So 87 overall. We should hopefully be pretty good. So let's get started here against Memphis. They're 10-3. We're 12-1 on the season. Again, 87 overall. These guys are a 79 overall, and they won their conference championship. That's kind of insane. They did have a good, decent defense at least, with an 82. Their offense really wasn't it, though. But 87 overall, we theoretically should have no problem here. We're going to start on defense first. And Memphis' first drive ends in a touchdown. Our first drive does as well, so it's 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. I mean, as I said, we theoretically should have no trouble. We're having trouble, but we're up by 7 going at the half, and we get ball to start the half, so pretty decent. And now it's 21-14. When luckily we don't allow a touchdown there, so still by 7, where Memphis is going to have short field, but doesn't do anything with it. Now we got a long drive here, which is good because we're taking up a lot of time. 4th and inches, we go for it. We get the first, but however, we don't get another one. So we kick a field goal to go up 10, and Memphis will drive down, get a touchdown, but will not recover the onside kick, And that is going to do it. Memphis is... Oh, wait, that's us. I forgot we have, like, the light blues on today in this game, apparently. We're going to win 24-21 over Memphis. Maybe that's why we kind of struggle a little bit. We're wearing almost the same colors. But anyways, I mean, I know Memphis is like a dark blue, but... Anywho. Joke didn't land, I guess. We do move on to go play Penn State. Which will be an even tougher matchup, but hopefully we can do something here with Ole Miss. But yeah, Penn State will be a rough one in the Rose Bowl. But let's get it started here against Penn State. They're 10-3, we're 13-1 on the season. We are the exact same overall besides offense. They have an 89 overall offense. We have an 87. That's the only part that's beating us at this point. So this is going to be a lot tougher matchup here against Penn State. I mean, we barely won against Memphis. Then again, they did score late in the game to make it a 3-point game. But anyways, let's go quarter by quarter. Starting on defense first, we get a stop. They do as well. We get a they get a field goal. So it's 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. Still 3-0 for both. Now it's 7-3. Now 10-7. And they'll stay that way going in the half. We get ball and kick it. And still 10-7 going into the fourth quarter, a defensive-heavy game. Fourth down, they punt. That's a big first down up to the 49 for the gain of 26. Gain of 1, then we get sacked, and then we don't do anything, so we got a punt. Sack hurts, but again, another sack that's going to cost us big. But the defense is holding strong. Another huge sack, but then a 78-yard touchdown reception by Wells Jr. We go up by 4 with 30 seconds left. And that's going to do it. An unbelievable one-play touchdown, or I guess three-play touchdown. It was on a third down and long. But we move on over Penn State 14-10. Well, we only scored in 2 quarters. But a win is a win. The defense held strong. That means we are moving on to the semifinals. And let's see who we'll take on. Obviously, we'll take on the winner of Clemson or Virginia Tech in this next game. So let's see who we will get. Obviously, we may not even get some Player of the Weeks because Georgia was playing as well. So who knows? We don't get any. So we're going to be in the Fiesta Bowl against Virginia Tech. They beat Clemson. But let's get it started here. 11-4, 14-1. Here with Virginia Tech. They're an 82 overall. And they beat Clemson. Clemson's at least a 90, maybe 89 right now. Have to be. So it looks like this is going to be a tougher matchup too. Maybe we're going to have a lot of close games. But here we are. Looks like we're starting on defense first. And nothing doing for them, nothing doing for us either. And they get a field goal, a very long field goal, to go up 3-0. Still 3-0, and now it's 7-3, 14-3, and 14-6 at the half. So a couple big touchdown drives to end the half, and now it's a 17-6 game. We're still 17-6, and we have the ball in the fourth quarter. Fourth down and inches, we don't go for it, which is probably a good idea. They try to go for it on 4th and 2. They don't get it, so we're going to run out some clock here. Yeah, we didn't get a first down, but that ate a lot of clock, and they're just run the football like 2-3 yards a pop right now. They have wasted over 2 minutes just going little by little. That's going to do it for the Fiesta Bowl. We're going to win 17-6. Virginia Tech just kept running the football down their own side of the field. They didn't even try to throw. They threw once, and it was already game. Duncan Grant wins the player of the game, 245 yards, 2 touchdowns for the 63% completion percentage. So we're moving on to the national championship game. And I'm really hoping that we do not play against Georgia. That's all I hope for. All I'm hoping for. I always face Georgia in these, though. I'm just ready to have Georgia, be ours. Yeah, it's West Virginia, Georgia. We're playing Georgia. I'm already going to tell. We're going to be playing Georgia here in the national championship game. I can already tell it. Just bring it up. Just bring it up already. It is what? Yep, there it is. There's Georgia. National championship, the rematch of the SEC championship game. I didn't even check how we lost that game. I should check that right here, right now, actually, now that I remember. They beat them 49-37 the last game, and we lost to them 32-28 in the conference championship, and it's a rematch here in the national title. So let's get started here against Georgia for all the marbles. They're 13-2. We are 15-1. They are a 90 overall, so this will be the only time where we don't have an overall advantage or an even overall. Granted, the even overall did have a, offense better with an 89 to an 87, but still, we're counting it as an even. Looks like we're starting on defense first here in the national title game, and Georgia will drive down and get a touchdown pretty easily. It's 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. I don't think we've touched their side of the field. Now we do when we get a touchdown because of it. 7-7 at the half. And we get ball to start and do nothing with it. 10-7, now 14-10, and we have a chance to extend the lead. 4th and 2, we go for it and don't get it. Why don't you just take the field goal? You'd be leading by 7. But anyways, we're only down 3, and we punt the football at like the 30-yard line. We have one timeout. Oh my goodness. With 30 seconds to go, we get a touchdown, then a turnover with 2, and we're going to do it. We made some questionable decisions. The trophy's back in the ground, man, I swear. It always is. But we made some questionable decisions in this game. But we're going to win it 21-17. Maybe it all worked out. The defense got a stop late in the game. And Ole Miss, in 2 seasons, will win it 21-17 over Georgia. The team that I always play in the college football playoff, I feel like. No matter where it is, it's either them or Clemson or Alabama. It's usually those 3. I mean, they deserve it. They're always one of the top teams in the nations anyways. But taking a look at the stats before we head on out, of course, like we always do. 3,700 yards, 41 touchdowns, 7 interceptions for Grant. McReynolds had 422 on the ground with 5. Thomas 420 with 6. Both of them got hurt. Maybe that's why we struggled on offense a little bit, because both of our running backs got hurt this season. Receiving-wise, Caden Lee, who was also hurt, had over 1,000 yards with 13 touchdowns. And Wells Jr. had a very solid season, 926 with 12. Manjack, the 4th. Weird name, but all right. 645 with 5. And Wright had 544 with 4. Defensive-wise, Gilliam led the team with 79 tackles. Jeffrey Rush, who is the best defensive end, 13 tackles for a loss and 19.5 sacks. Gilliam also led the team with 4 interceptions. That's not good when your corner is leading in tackles. Well, tied with our middle linebacker, but Braxton had 13 deflections. It's pretty good. We did force a lot of fumbles, and Stinson have recovered 4 of them. All right. We had no blocks, no safeties, and 1 defensive touchdown by Gilliam. Kicking-wise, the true freshman was 14 for 14 for field goals and 57 for 57 on extra points. He made 3 from 40 to 49, so I don't know why we didn't kick a field goal that far. But anyways, I don't know. 3,500 yards for our punter with 20 inside the 20. And kick returns. I don't think we had any kick return touchdowns. We did not. But that's going to do it for the episode. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, hit that like button down below. It is free. It really helps out the channel. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. And yeah, we're going to be back with 3 more episodes next week. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and weekend. I'm out. Peace.